is an interesting poem. It's called The World's Finest Apple. What a strange poem. You must learn that you cannot be loved by all people. You can be the finest apple in the world, ripe, juicy, sweet, succulent, and offer yourself to all. But you must remember there will be people who do not like apples. You must understand that if you are the world's finest apple and someone you love does not like apples, you have the choice of becoming a banana. But you must be warned that if you choose to become a banana, you'll be a second-rate banana. But you can always be the finest apple. You must also realize that if you choose to be a second-rate banana, there will be people who do not like bananas. Furthermore, you can spend your life trying to become the best banana, which is impossible if you are an apple. Or you can seek again to be the finest apple. What a strange poem. I read this regularly to my clients, and what it brings to my mind is something about how we metamorphosize ourselves to become what we perceive people want us to be, to change, to try and fit a perception, an expectation. But by doing that, we're now not being the authentic us. In essence, what we're doing is creating different me. Is that the real me? Is that the real me? And we can go on, can't we? Dependent upon the system of people, groupings that we interact with, we keep peeling back layers and presenting a different layer of us. I can keep going. Which is the real you? Stand up. The real you. We can metamorphosize ourselves, try to change ourselves, often unconsciously, don't realize we're doing it, in order to gain acceptance within the groupings that we are a part of. But in doing that, reshaping ourselves constantly to fit the particular group that we're a part of in that moment, we lose sight of who the real authentic me really is. And often we forget the person that we presented in that particular group on another occasion. What we need to be is consistently the same person in each of the different systems. Systems? The groupings of peoples that we're interacting with. The workplace is a system. The immediate close family is a system. The wider extended family is a system. The sports club of people that you interact with is a system. A church, a golf club, they are all systems of people with whom we interact. And we need to be consistently consistent in the person of us that we present, so we don't lose sight of who is the real me. I wonder if you need to find the real you and start to fall in love with the real you. That's a big statement for many people. We use statements like, I love our partner, our wife, our husband, but we're pretty mediocre and lackluster in terms of love for ourselves. Let me challenge you. Many aren't going to accept what I'm about to say. You can't really love somebody else until you first love yourself. So much of this course, this webinar, It's about finding the real authentic you and learning to love yourself. Because until you find the real you and learn to fall in love with the real you, it's going to be really hard to present the authentic you to your partner and have that progressively vibrant, lush couple relationship, marriage, partnership relationship. I know you might want to challenge me on that. Got to learn to love you. Now, this may mean some individual therapy work for you outside of this webinar, but maybe some individual work that you've got to do on you to learn again to love you so you can begin to present the real authentic you to your partner. Because first of all, you love you. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Well, of course, it's me. It's that person in the mirror. Can you say that? Can you say that about you? Genuinely, can you say that and believe it? Maybe we need to do some individual therapy work, counseling work. Contact me. Have a go at the self-compassion test. I'll include a link for you to do that self-help compassion test. What you're doing there is learning about the extent to which you have compassion for yourself. Some of us are pretty hard on ourselves. Alongside that, and whilst you're doing that, you might want to look again at understanding your apology type. What a strange thing to say. Yes, there are ways in which we receive an apology from someone, and there are ways in which the apology just goes over our head. It's just water off a duck's back, in a sense. We don't really hear the apology because it's not done in the way, it doesn't have the content that we need it to have. That's a strange one. You may not have come across that. I'll include a link so you understand what your style of apology really is. Example, for some people, an apology that does not include an additional content that says, and I've not only understood how it has hurt you, what I did, but I also am taking steps to try to avoid it ever happening again. And it's that latter bit which probably is the most important for some people, hearing that the individual is actually taking some steps or going to take some steps to limit the particular behavior happening again. And unless they hear that, the apology just doesn't register. Did you know that about you? Do you recognize why perhaps in the past you really haven't heard or received your partner's apology? Do the apology test. Do the apology style test to better understand you. You may gain a lot of knowledge and insight. It's alongside the Gary Chapman 5 Love Languages work that you will do in an earlier session. It's all about not just understanding your love language, but understanding your apology language. And when you take the quiz to identify your most important love language, you will also see a link to understand your apology language. Single, but want to better understand why? Preparing for marriage and want to give it your best shot. Perhaps you're in a partnership, a couple, and want to address some issues. Maybe it's a marriage, but it just ain't working too well. Are you a couple, but know it could be better? Consider a diagnosis, a form of MOT for the relationship. Want to limit passing on the stuff to the children?
because we know that childhood development really does impact the shaping of us and how we go on to do adult life. Want to maximize the quality of your relationship? Perhaps communication just definitely is not working well. Conflict needs managing, needs resolving. Sex, the first casualty when there is conflict, may be something of a sense of a mismatch, but there are definitely some problems in sex. Maybe you're long time married and you've settled, but you know you haven't settled for good enough. Consider the Kairos Center video on demand program. In that program, you'll cover a lot of topics from A to Z, and you can do it in the comfort of your own home at your leisure, and have some periodical homework review sessions with me from time to time at your leisure. Maybe you would prefer secure webcam where one of you or both of you come for maybe weekly sessions. There's something for everyone in the Kairos relationship program. Contact me today. Whether you're in a partnership, a marriage, these things are true. Marriage is not the coming together of two people. It's actually a clash of two cultures, two experiences, two memories, two habits, two morals, two values. And that is a formulation for destruction, says Dr. Miles Monroe. Also, Dr. Creflo Dollar has said, marriage is the place of our healing. Don't leave it too quickly. And if I add a little bit extra to that, you're destined to repeat the problem. So why not work through this partnership in order to address the issues, which is more about me than the other person, and then make an informed decision about what you do for the future of the relationship. Send me a message. It's time to get your quality of life and relationship back on a proper footing.